Trump revives presidential fitness test with pro athletes at White House. In a bold move that has sparked interest and debate, President Donald Trump recently took a significant step by reintroducing the presidential fitness test, an initiative he announced during a lively event at the White House. This gathering, which took place on a Thursday, featured a lineup of professional athletes, including golfer Bryson DeChambeau, Kansas City Chiefs kicker Harrison Butker, and former New York Giants linebacker Lawrence Taylor. The timing of this announcement is particularly noteworthy as the United States gears up to host several prestigious sporting events, such as the 2025 Ryder Cup, the 2026 FIFA World Cup, and the 2028 Summer Olympics. These events are seen as major achievements for Trump, especially as he seeks a second term in office. Here's where it gets controversial. Trump's involvement in these sporting events goes beyond mere oversight. He is actively using his platform to influence cultural discussions, particularly around sports. This includes implementing new policies regarding transgender athletes and even pressuring the Washington Commanders to revert to their former name, the Redskins, under the threat of jeopardizing a significant stadium deal. This latest initiative appears to be a strategic effort to capitalize on the momentum he has built in the sports arena. The executive order he signed not only reinstates the presidential fitness test, which was originally launched by President Lyndon B. Johnson in 1966, but also aims to create school programs that recognize excellence in physical education. According to details from the order, it will establish criteria for awarding a presidential fitness award to students who excel in physical fitness. From the late 1950s until 2013, students across the nation participated in the presidential fitness test. And it was a significant event. "We are excited to bring this wonderful tradition back," Trump stated during the announcement. The test will be overseen by Health and Human Services Secretary Robert F. Kennedy Jr., reviving a fitness challenge that once held a prominent place in public schools, where children who achieved high scores were honored with presidential recognition. This program was discontinued by former President Barack Obama in 2012, who replaced it with the Fitnessgram, a more individualized health assessment. White House Press Secretary Karoline Leavitt emphasized that Trump's goal is to ensure that every young American has the chance to adopt healthy and active lifestyles, fostering a culture of strength and excellence for future generations. The order is described as a response to what the White House calls the widespread epidemic of declining health and physical fitness, and it instructs the Presidential Council to collaborate with professional athletes, sports organizations, and influential figures in the field. Many of these notable individuals gathered in the Roosevelt Room of the White House to formally join the council, all of whom have established connections with the president. DeChambeau, a favorite of Trump's, who currently plays in the Live Golf League, has been appointed as the chairman of the council. Butker, who previously met with Trump in the Oval Office, has faced criticism for controversial remarks made during a commencement speech, where he suggested that a woman's role at home is more valuable than any professional achievements and labeled Pride Month as a deadly sin. Despite the backlash, he later defended his comments, citing his Catholic beliefs. Taylor, a sports icon from New York during Trump's rise in the 1980s and 1990s, has also been a vocal supporter at Trump's campaign rallies. Other notable attendees at the event included Cody Campbell, a former college football player and head of Texas Tech's Name, Image, and Likeness (NIL) collective, who has been influential in shaping Trump's policies on college sports. Paul Triple H Levesque, the WWE's chief content officer and a 14-time world champion, who represents a company with a long-standing relationship with Trump. Annika Sorenstam, a legendary Swedish golfer, recognized as one of the most successful female golfers in history, and Stephen Soloway, a physician from New Jersey who served on Trump's Sports Council during his first term. As this initiative unfolds, it raises important questions about the intersection of sports, politics, and public health. Will the revival of the presidential fitness test truly encourage a healthier generation, or is it merely a political maneuver? What are your thoughts on this initiative? Do you believe it will have a positive impact on youth fitness, or do you see it as a controversial step in the ongoing dialogue about health and sports in America? Share your opinions in the comments. Reviving the presidential fitness test, a new era for youth health. Imagine a nation where the future of our young people is jeopardized by declining health and physical fitness, a scenario that threatens our economic prosperity, military readiness, and overall national well-being. But here's where it gets controversial. What if the solution lies not just in recognizing the problem, but in taking decisive action to address it head-on? That's precisely what this executive order aims to do. By the authority vested in me as President by the Constitution and the laws of the United States, I am revoking Executive Order 13824 of February 26, 2018, which established the President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition, and am amending Executive Order 13265 of June 6, 2002 to reestablish the presidential fitness test. This move is not just about renaming a council. It's about revitalizing a commitment to the health and wellness of our nation's youth. The new order, titled President's Council on Sports, Fitness, and Nutrition, and the reestablishment of the presidential fitness test, acknowledges that America is facing a crisis. Rates of obesity, chronic diseases, inactivity, and poor nutrition are at alarming levels, especially among children. These issues not only impact individual lives, but also have broader implications for our economy, military, and academic achievements. Back in 1956, President Eisenhower took steps to address youth fitness concerns by creating the President's Council on Youth Fitness. John F. Kennedy, recognizing the importance of a healthy populace, wrote The Soft American, emphasizing the need for improved health. During my first term, I renamed the council to better reflect its expanded scope, incorporating nutrition into its mission. Now, with the upcoming bicentennial in 2026, it's time to renew our efforts. The President's Make America Healthy Again Commission, established in the early days of my second term, was a crucial first step. Building on that foundation, I am now reestablishing the presidential fitness test, which will be administered by the Secretary of Health and Human Services with support from the Secretary of Education. This test will serve as a benchmark for a new Presidential Fitness Award, encouraging excellence in physical education and sports. The reestablished council will consist of up to 30 members appointed by the President, each serving a 2-year term with the possibility of reappointment. The President will also designate an executive director to oversee the council's operations and coordinate with various sectors, including educational institutions, athletic organizations, and community partners. The council's primary functions will include advising the President on progress and recommending actions to accelerate improvements, developing strategies to enhance the presidential fitness test and related programs, expanding opportunities for sports participation at all levels, setting ambitious fitness goals for American youth, promoting American sports and health traditions through campaigns and events, addressing the national security threats posed by childhood obesity and sedentary lifestyles. Each executive department and agency will provide necessary information and assistance to the council, while the Department of Health and Human Services will offer funding and support. The Council may establish subcommittees to aid in its work, and its seal will be updated to reflect its new name. This executive order also includes general provisions ensuring that it does not impair existing authorities or functions, and that it is implemented within legal and budgetary constraints. The costs for publishing this order will be borne by the Department of Education. In conclusion, this order represents a significant step towards reversing the health crisis affecting our youth. By prioritizing sports, fitness, and nutrition, we can foster a new generation of healthy, active citizens ready to meet the challenges of the future. What do you think? Is this the right approach? Share your thoughts in the comments. Revisiting the Presidential Fitness Test, a new perspective on physical education. Ready for a shock? The much-loathed Presidential Fitness Test might actually be a force for good, and the debate about its return is heating up. So why does this old-school assessment, resurrected by Donald Trump, stir up such strong feelings? Let's dig in, because this story is more complicated than most people realize. Think back to your early school days. Many recall the Presidential Fitness Test with memories ranging from anxious dread to total humiliation. Yet, for some students, it became a turning point. I'll never forget the handwritten note that lingered on my parents' refrigerator throughout my childhood. Nice, kind, good friend, fast runner. Out of all those affirmations from classmates, it was that last identity, fast runner, that steered the trajectory of my future. Here's where it gets controversial. Trump is bringing back a policy many had hoped was gone for good. Originally introduced in the 1960s, the Presidential Fitness Test challenged kids with a gauntlet of exercises, pull-ups, crunches, a fast mile. Even after my competitive running days faded, that same fast runner's spirit carried me into a career in coaching and writing about performance. But here's the part most people miss. The real issue isn't the fitness test itself, it's the culture around it. Yes, many children endured embarrassment, unable to match their peers under the harsh public eye. But don't we see similar nerves when a student is asked to tackle an equation at the board or sing a solo in music class? Life holds plenty of tough moments, and school is often where we meet them first. We don't abolish math because some children struggle. Ideally, we invest in creative, supportive teachers who motivate, inspire, and help students progress. What went wrong with the fitness test then? Too often, the surrounding environment was unforgiving. Many educators miss the chance to foster growth or make it safe to try and fail. But in truth, fitness, like academics, can be inclusive. Just as track and field offer diverse events for athletes of every shape and skill, a well-designed fitness assessment should recognize a spectrum of abilities, not just raw speed or strength. And this is a flashpoint for debate. Some recoil at the thought of returning to the drill sergeant attitude of 1960s gym teachers. Yet, the reality is this: fitness matters. And even in the absence of official tests, children will still notice differences in athleticism among their peers. For every mile runner like me, there are also kids who struggle with flexibility or coordination. So should we simply toss out the test because it evokes discomfort for some? Or could we use this moment to rethink physical education altogether? America is facing a serious youth health crisis. Childhood obesity rates are climbing, and screen time is stealing the hours once spent playing outdoors. A single test won't solve these problems, but it can open the door to crucial discussions. What purpose does PE serve? Shouldn't it be more than glorified babysitting? Consider this. Currently, only a small fraction of elementary and middle school students are required to participate in real, frequent PE. Class sizes balloon, sometimes reaching a staggering 75 students per teacher. Imagine transforming PE into a genuine class, somewhere between a science lab and a playground. Picture highly trained teachers, safe environments, and a menu of sports and activities so every student can find their passion, whether that's competitive sports or simply outdoing yesterday's self. I'll never forget the lesson I learned from that childhood mile run. And I realize it's not an experience everyone will share. But one fact remains. Our youth need physical activity now more than ever. Isn't it time we treat PE as a cornerstone of a balanced education? Instead of getting bogged down in political fights, maybe we should focus on offering every kid a chance to discover their strengths, on the track, in the gym, or elsewhere. And now, let's stir the pot. Do you think school fitness testing is a necessary challenge that builds strong minds and bodies, or an outdated practice that shames and excludes kids? Should we prioritize participation, or is a little competition good for developing grit? Weigh in below. Your perspective matters, and the next generation is counting on us to get this right.